My name's Stewart Desson, the CEO and founder of Lumina Learning, and I'd like to share with you a validation study. 353 people completed Lumina Spark, and they also completed a competency assessment called Lumina Professional. We then correlated how do other people see them at work. So they got 360 feedback on their competencies. What do their staff think? What do their boss think? What do their peers think? And we correlated that with the individual's self-analysis using Lumina Spark. So here are the Lumina Professional competencies. We've clustered them into 4. So performing through pioneering, this is what professional people do when they conceptualize a strategy, they're creative, they want to learn, they want to develop, they want to adapt to change. Now the opposite of that, with the blue, is performing through delivery, holding people accountable, having a plan, gathering information, analysing it, being planned, organised and achieving your goals. The opposite polarity with the red is performing through influence. Here we're going to give direction, we're going to energise people, going to be able to cope and work under pressure and have good, clear communication. But the opposite of that is performing through people. If we perform through people, I support others, I'm a natural team player, I want to coach them, I want to develop people, and I'm interpersonally astute. I know how to read people and I know how to build rapport. So how would these competencies in the eyes of staff and peers, how would that correlate with an individual's self-assessment? Well, here we have some of the really interesting data, and it pretty much comes out as we might expect and does give good evidence to support the validity of the Lumina Spark model. You can see here across the board some pretty high correlations, 0.2, 0.3 and so on. And for performing through pioneering, there is an extroverted component, so you need to be able to take charge, but there's also big picture thinking stuff coming through here, being imaginative, conceptual, being radical, even a bit of inspiration driven coming in to foster creativity. You need to be flexible, willing to break the rules from time to time, and even a bit of outcome focus from the red creeping in there. In order to adapt to change, sometimes you need to be pretty tough to push through. If we have a look at the red here, the performing through influence, indeed we do get some of the outcome focus in the centre of Spark correlating with these competencies, so we do need to be a bit competitive and tough to work under pressure and to energise people and so on. You can also see some discipline driven coming through here. If we're going to work under pressure, it's best to be reliable, it's best to be purposeful. Direction needs reliability. In fact, reliability is an important quality if we're going to influence other people. We can see extroversion here. There's even a bit of the people focus coming in through the need to collaborate, hooking up and linking from people focus to extroversion in terms of taking charge and being demonstrative. With the blue, if we're going to perform through delivery, indeed this does link with the blue aspects in Lumina Spark, so you can see some of the introverted qualities coming through, such as observing, supporting the planning and organising. You can also see again discipline driven, having a huge impact and correlating well with performing through delivery. If you're going to pursue goals, you need to be reliable and purposeful and structured. They come through big time. And you can see down to earth shining through as well. So being evidence-based, being cautious, that's going to help us get good feedback from our feedback group in terms of planning and organising. The final quadrant to share with you is performing through people. So if I'm high on people focused in Spark, that's to say I'm collaborative, empathetic and accommodating. Indeed, that does seem to correlate with getting good feedback from my feedback group that indeed I'm interpersonally astute, I can work together with people, I can coach people and I can support others. And you'll also see, interestingly, a little bit of that reliability coming in again. So if I'm really going to perform through people, it's not just about being nice and being people focused, I also need to be reliable and be my word. And even a smattering of extroversion coming in to perform through people so that you can take charge and handle people well. So I hope you find the correlations there between Lumina Spark, self-assessed, and between the Lumina Professional model as assessed in the eyes of the feedback group. I hope you found those correlations interesting. We certainly feel that they provide good, high validity coefficients that support the useful application of the model. Just one thing to end on here. Some people have said, well, correlations are 0.2, 0.3, and so on, 0.4 sometimes. Is that good enough? Are those correlations high enough? These are, of course, unadjusted correlations. We've not adjusted for any reliability factors, so they're just as they are. Well, let's have a look at some other scientific data here, and this is a humorous take on correlation coefficients. You'd be surprised how in the real world correlations can come out quite low, such as the correlation between smoking and lung cancer over a 25-year period. But let's go to and have a look at the impact of Viagra, which many people take to improve performance. The correlation between Viagra and improved performance is roughly at the same level as the correlation between your personality and your performance at work. So my suggestion would be, if these correlations are good enough for the Viagra industry, they're certainly good for the personality industry. I hope you found that of interest. Thank you.